Welcome back to a new episode. You need to watch this if you struggle with clear communication. Speaking English clearly and correctly is important. It helps us connect with others. When we communicate effectively, we build relationships. We achieve our goals. Clear communication opens doors. Think about a time you struggled to understand someone. It can be frustrating. Now imagine the opposite. When we speak clearly, we make it easy for others to understand us. This builds trust and respect. It also makes us more confident speakers. Let's explore some common English mistakes and how to fix them. Preposition. Precision, getting it right. Prepositions are small words with big jobs. They might seem insignificant at first glance, but they play a crucial role in the structure and meaning of our sentences. Without them, our language would be incomplete and confusing. They tell us about time, place, and direction. For instance, prepositions help us specify when something happens, where it happens, and in which direction it is moving. Imagine trying to describe your day without using words like at, on, or in. It would be nearly impossible. Think of words like on, in, at, to, and from. These are just a few examples of prepositions that we use every day without even thinking about it. Each one has a specific function and helps to convey precise meaning in our communication. These words connect nouns or pronouns to other words in a sentence. They act as bridges, linking different parts of our sentences together and making our speech and writing more coherent and understandable. Using the correct preposition is crucial for clear communication. A single preposition can change the entire meaning of a sentence, so it's important to choose the right one. This is why understanding prepositions is essential for anyone learning English. It can completely change the meaning of a sentence. For example, saying I am at the park is different from saying I am in the park. The first sentence suggests you are near or around the park, while the second indicates you are inside the park. For example, the book is on the table has a different meaning than the book is under the table. The first sentence tells us the book is resting on the surface of the table, while the second tells us it is beneath the table. Prepositions can be tricky, even for advanced English learners. They often don't translate directly from one language to another, which can lead to confusion and mistakes. But don't let this discourage you. But don't worry. With practice, you can master them. The key is to pay attention to how prepositions are used in different contexts, and to practice using them in your own sentences. Over time, you'll become more comfortable and confident in your use of prepositions. Let's look at some common preposition errors and learn how to correct them. By understanding these common pitfalls, you can avoid making the same mistakes and improve your overall communication skills. This will help you speak more naturally and accurately. Mastering prepositions will not only make your English sound more fluent, but also ensure that your messages are clear and precise. So let's dive in and get it right. Preposition pitfalls, common errors and solutions. One common mistake is using in instead of on for specific dates. We say on Monday, on July 4th, but in July. Another common error is using at instead of in for cities and countries. We say in London in France, but at the airport. It's easy to get confused, but practice makes perfect. Pay attention to how prepositions are used in context. Listen to native speakers and try to imitate their usage. Remember, even if you make mistakes, the important thing is to keep communicating. With time and practice, you'll master these tricky prepositions. Mastering verb tenses, the backbone of fluency. Verb tenses are the foundation of effective communication in any language. They help us convey the timing of actions and events, making our speech and writing clear and understandable. Verb tenses tell us when an action happens, past, present, or future. They are essential for expressing when something occurred, is occurring, or will occur. Without them, our sentences would lack clarity and precision. Using the correct tense is essential for clear communication. Whether you're having a casual conversation with friends or giving a formal presentation, the right tense ensures your message is understood as intended. Imagine telling a story in the wrong tense. It would be confusing. Listeners might struggle to follow the sequence of events, leading to misunderstandings and frustration. Each tense has its own rules and forms. For instance, the past tense often involves adding ed to regular verbs, while the future tense typically uses will or shall before the base verb. For example, we use the simple present tense for habits. I eat breakfast every day. This tense is also used for general truths and facts that are always true. We use the present continuous tense for actions happening now. I am eating breakfast right now. This tense helps us describe activities that are currently in progress. Mastering verb tenses can seem daunting, but it's achievable. With practice and dedication, anyone can learn to use tenses correctly and confidently. Let's break down some common verb tense errors and learn how to fix them. By understanding and practicing these rules, you can improve your fluency and make your communication more effective. Section 5. Tense troubles, common verb, tense errors and their fixes. In this section, we will explore some of the most common verb tense errors that people make and how to fix them. Understanding these mistakes and learning the correct forms can greatly improve your communication skills. One common mistake is using the present tense instead of the past tense. This often happens when people are recounting events that have already occurred. For example, saying I see the movie yesterday instead of I saw the movie yesterday. The word yesterday indicates that the action happened in the past, so the past tense saw should be used. Another common error is using the simple past instead of the present perfect. This mistake often occurs when people talk about experiences or actions that started in the past and continue into the present. For instance, saying I lived here for 2 years when you still live there. The simple past lived suggests that the action is completed, which is not the case if you still reside there. The correct form would be I have lived here for 2 years. The present perfect tense have lived indicates that the action began in the past and continues into the present. Remember to pay attention to time expressions. These words and phrases can provide important clues about which tense to use. They often signal the correct tense to use. For example, words like yesterday, last week, and in 2010 inches typically indicate the past tense. For example, yesterday usually indicates the past tense, while since often signals the present perfect tense. Since suggests that an action started in the past and is still relevant or ongoing. Don't be afraid to practice. Practice is key to mastering verb tenses. The more you use them, the more comfortable you will become. The more you use verb tenses, the more natural they will become. Over time, you will find that you make fewer mistakes, and your confidence in using different tenses will grow. So keep practicing, and don't be discouraged by mistakes. They are just part of the learning process.
Check, check. Check 1, check 2, check, check.
Section 6. The power of pronunciation. Speaking with confidence.
Check, check.
Clear pronunciation is crucial for understanding. Even if your grammar is perfect, mispronunciation can lead to confusion. Good pronunciation makes you a more confident speaker. It helps you connect with listeners and express yourself clearly. English pronunciation can be tricky, with its unique sounds and intonation patterns. But don't worry, there are many ways to improve. Let's explore some common pronunciation mistakes and learn how to correct them. We'll also look at some helpful tips and exercises. Section 7. Pronunciation problems and solutions, sounding more natural. One common mistake is confusing vowel sounds. For example, mixing up ship and sheep or cat and cut. Another common error is mispronouncing consonant clusters like the sound in think or the L sound in world. To improve your pronunciation, listen carefully to native speakers. Pay attention to how they move their mouth and tongue. Try to imitate their sounds. Record yourself speaking and listen back. This will help you identify areas where you need to improve. There are also many online resources and pronunciation apps that can help. Section 8. Overcoming language anxiety tips for confident speaking. Many people feel nervous or anxious when speaking English. It's completely normal. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, especially when learning a new language. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are opportunities to learn and grow. Find opportunities to practice speaking English in a safe and supportive environment. Join a conversation group, talk to English-speaking friends, or practice with language learning apps. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Section 9. Embrace the journey. Practice makes perfect. Mastering English is a journey, not a destination. There will be challenges along the way, but don't give up. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every step you take brings you closer to fluency. Remember, the most important thing is to communicate. Keep practicing, keep learning, and enjoy the journey.